channel. I hope you all are doing really well. My name is Rakita for those who don't know. Today I'm going to be talking about packing. I love to pack, and over time I've come up with little tips and tricks that have helped me pack a little bit easier. So I thought I would share some tips and tricks with you that might be helpful for some of you. The first thing I do when I've got a trip planned, I start to make a packing list. And I do this on my cell phone in notes. I used to write them down because I love to write things down, but I decided to put them on my notes because when I get to the other side, when I unpack my stuff, I can untick everything. So when it's time to pack again, it's really easy for me. I know what I've unpacked and I can make sure that I've packed that stuff back so I don't leave anything back at the destination that I went to. So I start putting things on my list a week in advance. As I start to remember things, I'll quickly list them down. I do have a generic list that I had made. I just copy and paste that and update it as I need. I also make a to-do list, so things I don't need to pack but things I need to do before I go. Like I might have things to buy or might have things to do before I leave, so I also make a list to do that. And I try to do it as early as possible so that I can plan out my time, so I'm making sure that I'm getting most out of the time that I have left before I go. My second packing tip is pre-planning outfits. Now, sometimes it's not as easy to pre-plan or you might not have time, but if you do have the time, even a quick plan of an outfit can be really helpful. I like to plan outfits. For me, it takes a lot of time when I'm there trying to figure out what I'm going to wear today. So if I kind of have an idea of what I'm going to be doing, I can plan my outfits before I go, and then I can just take exactly the outfits that I need. I don't need to pack more or less than I'm going to need. It makes it really helpful when you're trying to fit everything into your suitcase. So when I'm picking my outfits, I make sure I check the weather at the destination. So I pick my outfits about 2 days to a day in advance so that I can check the weather, and the closer to the time it is, the more the weather apps are reliable. When I'm choosing my outfits, I always choose versatile pieces and pieces that are going to be comfortable, because usually when you're traveling, it's a long day when you're traveling. If you're on vacation, you'll be sightseeing. If you're at work, you'll be busy working all day. So picking versatile, comfortable, easy to wear pieces is going to make it so much easier. So when it's about 2 to 3 days before my trip, I start doing laundry for items that I've been wearing and I would like to take on my trip. So like it's usually things like undergarments, socks, gym gear that I've been wearing throughout the week that I also want to take with me. So if I do it about 2 to 3 days in advance, it's enough time for it to dry, because I try not to use the dryer, so it gives it enough time to be dried, and if I need to iron it, it'll be ready in time for the day before for me packing. I usually catch early morning flights, so I usually have to be prepared the night before. Another thing to do a day before, I would say, is to charge all your electronics. So I'll charge whatever electronics I'm taking the day before. Obviously my phone and my watch gets charged on the night, but I make sure that everything's fully charged in the morning to go. So I'll charge my camera, my laptop, my iPad, my earphones, whatever that needs to be charged I'm going to be taking. My next tip is to lay everything out that you want to take on the bed. So I put like a pile of clothes, put pajamas, gym gear, I pile everything up in their categories, and it makes it really easy to see what I've got, what I'm missing. I can go through my checklist, tick everything off at this point, and it makes it really easy when it's time to start packing, is you can just pack them by categories and make sure you utilize your space in your suitcase. So when it comes to packing, the number one tip that I think everybody recommends is using packing cubes. It makes packing so much easier. All my clothes are almost vacuum packed in one packing cube, and when I'm going for 3 or 4 days, that's all I need is just one packing cube. It's got all my clothes, everything in there, and it makes life really easy. I've just got packing cubes from Muji, and I get double-sided ones. It keeps everything tidy, it compresses the items, and it fits a lot more items, so I love it. I put my clean clothes in the meshed part, and when they get dirty, I put them into the other compartment, so my dirty clothes and my clean clothes aren't getting mixed up, and that way it's just moving from one side to the other and the space is still the same. I just fold it up really neatly and put it in the other side, and it makes packing when you're coming back also really easy. I also pack my undergarments in another packing cube. I never used to know where to put like my undergarments and my socks, and having this packing cube has made it so much easier. They all stay really neat and they're just packed nicely. So when you're actually packing your items into your suitcase, try to pack so that you're utilizing every little tiny space. Don't just throw everything in. If you pack everything really neatly and utilize all the space, it's also easy when you get there and you're looking for something, you don't have to rummage through. So what I do is I try to pack everything into little cubes. So I have a clothes cube, an undergarments cube, an electronic cube, and it makes it's so easy. Another tip would be to utilize the pockets inside your suitcase. So I've got the little zipper where I actually have put my electronics in there. Usually I put it in a bag, but because this has a really nice pocket, I just pop my electronics in there and it's really easy for me to grab them. And I keep all the electronic chargers and stuff together so that it's easy for me to find when I need to find it. And it's just open the bag and it's right there. Now with toiletries, I have a toiletry bag and I always pack that day of me traveling because I usually have to use it in the morning when I shower and have to wash my face and moisturize my face. So I do that on the very last day, but that is the only item that I leave out. I will pack everything else the night before, have my suitcase completely ready to go, and just leave the space for my toiletry bag. Sometimes I'll have to put my toiletry pouch in just to see how much space it's going to take up, and then I'll take it back out and make sure I leave that space for it. So in the morning, I'm not freaking out trying to fit it and shut it. It makes life really stressful. So if you're ready to go in the morning, all you have to do is get out of bed, shower, moisturize, whatever you do, and pop your toiletry bag, zip up your bag, and you're ready to go. The last tip is not a packing tip, but a going through the airport tip, and it's keep the things you're gonna need easily accessible. So if you're traveling internationally, you're going to need your passport for sure. You might need a pen, you might need your EFTPOS card, you might need your cell phone. What I do is I'll carry a small handbag that can carry all those things, and it will be really easy. I don't have to get into my suitcase, I don't have to get into a bigger bag to find it. If I have a small bag, I can just open the bag and my passport's right there, so I can take that out really easy. I can also keep my boarding pass in there, and it makes it so much easier. Now if you're traveling with just a carry-on suitcase, I would say utilize the pockets. If you have a suitcase with a pocket at the front, pop your passport and the things you'll need at the front, so it'll be really easy to go through. You don't want to have to open up your suitcase every single time to get out the things that you're going to need multiple times throughout your journey. So that's my packing tips. I hope you enjoyed the video and found some of my tips helpful. If you did and you liked my videos, please subscribe, and I will see you next time. Bye.